Hello everyone, welcome to Analytics with Asmi. In this video, we are going to see very famous SQL interview question which is frequently asked. That is, find the duplicates in the table. I am going to show you 5 different ways to find duplicates in a table. So they are, first method is group by and having. Second method is by using self-join. Third is using window functions. Fourth is using exist subquery. And the last one is using common table expression, which is CTE. But do we need to know all these 5 methods? Even if you solve the query by using simple group by function, interviewer might get satisfied. But sometimes interviewer might ask you to solve same query using self-join or say window functions to test your knowledge about the advanced SQL. So you must know all different ways to solve the same query. So let's start the video. Before that, hit that subscribe button for more such videos. Here is an example of an employee table which we are going to use. This employee table has 4 columns. You can see that we have ID, name, email and a department. I have also inserted some duplicate records for demonstration. Here we can clearly see that the Jitu Sharma, okay, and the Akash Mishra, these two records are duplicated here. So we have to find these two duplicated records in this video. Okay. So the first method to find the duplicates in employee table is using group by and having function. This method group the row by the columns where you can find the duplicates and then filter the group to only show those records which are greater than 1. So the query will be like select name email count as a count from employee table group by name and email having count greater than 1. So here this query groups the employee record by their name and email. Then it counts how many times each name and email combination appears. If the count is greater than 1, then it means there are duplicates. Now let's execute this query in MySQL workbench. So I have already written this query here. Select name, email, count as a count from employees table, group by name, email having count greater than 1. Now let's execute this query. Now here we can see that we are getting 2 records which are duplicated. First is Akash Mishra and the second is Jitu Sharma. Now let's see the second method to find the duplicates in employee table using self-join. This method involves joining the table with itself. On the column you suspect might have duplicates. Then selecting the rows where the join finds more than one match. So the query will be like this. Select all from employees table E1 self-join employees E2 on E1 name is equal to E2 name. So name should be same and email should be same. So E1 email is equal to E2 email and E1 ID is not equal to E2 ID. So here we are doing a self-join. Means here we are comparing each employee record with every other record in the table. If the name and email of two records, name and email of two records are same but the ID are different, it means that records are duplicated. So here we are finding the duplicated record using a self join where name and email address should be same and ID should not be same. So here we can see that for the Jitu Sharma and the Akash Mehra we are getting the same name and email address. Okay, but the IDs are not same. So we can consider these two records as a duplicated. Here you can notice that the record number 1, the name is same, Jitu Sharma is there, but the email address is different. Email is jitu@example.com. And here in the third record, it's Jitu Sharma name and the email address is jitu.sharma@example.com. So record number 1 is not considered as a duplicate record. Only 4 duplicate record will be considered. Will be that third one, then fifth one, seventh one and the second one. Now let's execute this query. So this is our self-join query. Now let me execute this. Now here we can see we are getting a 4 records. where the duplicate name and email is there and ID is different. Okay, hope you got it now. Next method to find the duplicate is using advanced SQL function, which is Windows function. Windows function applies aggregate and ranking function over a particular window, means set of rows. Over clause is used here with window functions to define that window. Over clause does two things here. First is partition row into a form of set of rows. Here we use a partition by clause. And second, order rows within those partition into a particular order. Here we use a order by clause. The syntax for Windows function here is select. We will put the column name, then window function, and we use then the over. We have to use over in this window function. Then we do partition by the column and then we order it by order by from a table name. In Windows function, we use various aggregated functions such as sum, count, average, max, mean. Okay, we call it as a aggregate window functions. When we aggregate the function by using the group by, it will create just aggregated value. Okay, in one record, single record. But in Windows function, they create a different windows by partitioning it. Okay, and then we can order it by order clause. Let me explain it with the example. Here again we are going to use a employee table. Here you can see we have a name, age, department and salary. Here we can see we have a two department. First is finance and second is sales. So we have two departments here. So here we are going to find the average salary of employees for each department and order the employees within a department by age. So here what window function will do? It will create a two windows. One for finance and second is for sales. Once it will create a two windows by using the partition, then in finance it will order the employees by their age in ascending order. So the query will be like this: select name, age, department, salary. So we will get all the four columns. Then we are going to find the average salary over, which is used for the window function, partition by. It is going to partition by the department. So we will get the two departments here, finance and sales, and order by age. Then it will order the employee by using the age, and it will create a new column as a average salary here from employees table. Okay, so here we are getting a column with name as a average salary, where we can see we have a two windows. First is for finance, second is for sale. And for the finance, we are getting the average salary as a 40. So it will consider these three salaries only and we'll get the average of these salaries. And second window is sales. And here also it will consider these two salary and we are getting the average. If we are going to use here the group by function will consider all the salaries and will give you a single value here as. But by using the window function, we are getting the two windows. One is for finance and one is for sales. So this is the use of a window function. Now these window functions can also be used to find the duplicates. You can partition the rows based on a certain column and then count the occurrence within each partition. Okay, so here in the query we are going to use the subquery. So the query will be like this: select ID, name, email and department from, in the subquery, select count star over partition by name and email as a count from employees as a subquery where count is greater than 1. If this count is greater than 1 for any record, it indicates a duplicate. So here window function help us to add a count of how many times each name and email combination appears in a whole table next to each record. If the count is greater than 1 for any record, it indicates a duplicate. Hope you got it now. Now here you can see I have written the query over here, and now if we run only this subquery where the window function is present, it will give this output where we are getting a table, where we are getting a new column which is a count, and it is partitioned by the name and email address. So we are getting a new windows for each name and email address. So for the Akash Mehra we are getting count as a 2, and for the Jitu Sharma we are getting as a count as a 2. So this can be the duplicated records which is greater than 1, right? So if we run the whole query now, we will get this output where we are getting a 4 records which are duplicated. Now the fourth method to find the duplicates in the employees table is using exit subquery. This method uses a subquery to check if there exists another row with the same value for the column you suspect might have duplicates. So the query will be like this. Here again we are getting all 4 columns. Select ID, name, email address from employees E1, where we are going to use here the exit function. Here we are using subquery select 1. 1 means ID from employees table E2, where E1 name is equal to E2 name. Means name should be same and email address should be same. So E1 email is equal to E2 email and ID should not be same. Okay, so this query checks if there exists any employee record with the same name and email address but a different ID. If such a record is exist, it means that there is a duplicate. Now let's run this in MySQL workbench. Now I have written a query over here. Here you can see that we are using the exit with a subquery. Now let's run this. And we can see we are again getting a 4 records which are duplicated. Okay. The last method to find the duplicates in a table is using CTE. CTE is a common table expression. Is a name temporary result set that exists within the scope of a single statement and that can be referred to later within a statement, possibly multiple times. Using CTE, we can simplify the complex queries and make it more readable and more performant. It's actually easier than its use multiple subqueries that could make your queries unreadable and less performant. You can create a CTE using a with keyword. Syntax for that is with CTE name and as, then you have to write the query. So to find the duplicates in the employee table, you can create a CTE that groups rows by the suspected duplicate columns like name and email, and then select from that CTE where count is greater than 1. Now let's break down our problem into a smaller steps. We first create a CTE, means a temporary table that contains the count of each name and email combination. Then we join the temporary table with the original employee table to identify the duplicates based on the count. Okay, now let's see this in MySQL workbench. Guys, if you want all these queries, put your email address in the comment box. I will send all the queries. Now here I have written the query here. Here you can see we have this CTE. Now if we run only this CTE, which we are going to create a temporary table, okay, which contains the count of each name and email address combination. Here you can see that we have a unique name and email combination with the count. Okay, here we can see we have a duplicate for the Akash Mishra and Jitu Sharma. Now if we run this whole query now, okay, along with this CTE, we are going to get a duplicate records. Here we are getting 4 records which are duplicated. So here we have joined the temporary table, which is our CTE, with the original employee table to identify the duplicates based on the counts. So we are getting all the records where the count is greater than 1. Okay, hope you got it now. So these were the all 5 methods to find the duplicates in a table. If you want all these queries, put your email address in the comment box. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.